to work the sun's capital of Washington, we'd go an entire month without seeing the sun. The entire month of July one time, it rained every single day. I didn't see the sun for the entire month. Yeah. Huh? Vancouver, Washington, or Vancouver, Canada? Gotcha. Yeah, that's just a little bit north, or that's just a little bit south of Olympia. However, Vancouver, Washington, those of you that are hockey fans, you need to put on your bucket list. There's no place better to watch a hockey game than a Canucks game. Number one, the patriotism. When they sing their national anthem, what happens in Canada? Actually, Priya, you know. What happens in Canada when they sing the national anthem? Everybody sings. Like whoever's like leading it, like just basically gets them started, and then the audience sings it, and then he or her finishes it off. If you ever want to see patriotism in action, Canadians, they all rise for the national anthem. They all sing along. They're terrible singers, but they all sing along. Like you guys, when you say the pledge in the morning, is it everybody or is it like, Yeah, it's like, yeah. In Canada, yeah, top of your lungs. We'll watch 2 videos today. I'll show you one Canucks game where everybody sings the national anthem, and then I'll show you Get Triggy with it today because that's what we're learning. Yeah, it's like the Donald Duck in Math Magic Land of high school. And you'll notice Juniper gave the because she's heard it before. It's bad. Yeah.
Did you see he was the Senators fans for the United States national anthem?
Yeah, that happens a lot in Canada. I actually had my administrator's license there. The only time I used it is I take the band on the trip to Whistler every year. If you've never been to Whistler, Canada, too, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's like the nicest place on the planet, and it's a great place to gain 10 pounds, too. The food there is unbelievable, and you can tell I like food a lot. We went to a band competition up there, so we were the only Americans there. So we go, they play "Oh Canada" first because, of course, it's Canada. Then Canadians are so nice that if you're visiting, they'll play your national anthem too, which, of course, the 20 Americans that were with us started singing, and then the Canadians realized not very many people were singing, so they just started joining in too. That's right. All the Canadians sing the national anthem of America when it plays, but in America, yeah, okay. Anyways, food for thought. I'll show you the video today. It's pretty cool. All right, take your notes today. There is this common ratio that we've been talking about. Why is it not twice as big, though? Yeah, it's about ratio. And if you double the numerator and double the denominator, what happens to that ratio? Stays the exact same. Right, stays the exact same. We're going to learn 3 today. Juniper, can I have you steal? There's a flashlight charging on my back desk back there. And at one point, I'm going to need you to hit the lights. It's plugged in. That's the context clue. This is 9.3. Oh, flip it. Thank you. And I better also send it to you. Can I send it out to you guys yet? Yeah. Okay, my goal, this lesson should take about 15 minutes. I already got your homework. It's a worksheet printed off. My goal, yay, it works. My goal today is that you walk out of here with no homework for break. No practice for break. And I already flipped that. Practice. Thank you. I know. Sinner, chicken dinner. All right, 9.3 is trig ratios. As we learned in this, similar triangles have a common ratio among their sides. They have a common ratio among their sides. We learned that in that lesson. Bigger triangles, same ratio. Bigger triangles, they have the same ratio. Today we are only, and in geometry, we're only going to talk about right triangles. And we have names for the ratios of their sides. And don't forget, Beckman's really mean. Your devices should be away now. Your headphones should be out. I want 100% of your ears so you can do 100% on this. Nobody wants a pilot that got an 80% in landings. Nobody wants a pilot that's listening to MTV or listening to music while they're landing the plane. Yeah, right triangles, there's a name. We're going to name the ratio of their sides today. Like we're actually going to get into one. Okay, we got some triangle. Let's label X and Y and Z. There's one side that has a name in this that we already know. Which one of those sides is that? Hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the blank side. Hypotenuse is the blank side. Longest side, right. It's the opposite of the 90 degrees because 90 degrees is the largest angle. The side opposite of that is going to be the largest side. So this one's always the hypotenuse. Now, arbitrary choice. Malik, angle X or angle Y or angle Z? Which one do you want to look at? Y. We're going to look at angle Y. So we're going to look at this angle right here. That's going to be the one we're going to study. We're going to look at the ratios created. Can you see that over there? Yep, ratios created by angle Y. All right. There are two sides. There are two sides left. We are going to label them opposite and adjacent. So look at angle Y real quick. Look at angle Y. Look at angle Y. You got this side, YX. You got this side, XZ. Which one do you think we're going to call the opposite? Dr. Person next to you real quick. Which one of those two do you think is the opposite? Which one of two do you think is the opposite? Juniper, this is where I need you to hit the lights.
Yes. Both?
Yep.
North?
Nope. Good. Give you. Okay, which one is the opposite? XZ or XY? XZ. Here's how you remember it too. Look at the flashlight. Which side is it going to light up? The one exactly opposite of it. The one exactly opposite of it. So it's going to light up this one down here. That's a way to remember which side. There you go. That's how you remember which side is the opposite of it. Juniper, you can turn the lights back on. So this would be our opposite. This would be our adjacent side. Now, if Malik, who made an arbitrary choice with no information, had chosen angle Z, would this still be the same opposite? Would it still be the same adjacent? No, what would happen to opposite and adjacent? Yeah, they'd switch. They'd switch. These, we are going to study the ratios of the acute angles created by right triangles. The ratios made by the acute angles in a right triangle. Okay, let's give them names. First one is sine. The sine, and here's how you pronounce it too. Let me write that. The sine, we abbreviate it sin, but it's pronounced sine. The sine of angle Y is equal to the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. So the length of the side opposite divided by the length of the hypotenuse. All right, another word that we need to know today. Many of you are going to go to Mr. Prebach's class next year. Mr. Prebach is a huge fan of correct math language. Why? This is called the argument. So you can't just say sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. You got to say what angle. You'll notice I put Malik in the awkward situation that he just randomly chose one of the two angles. There's a sine of angle Z too, created by its opposite side divided by the hypotenuse. It's a different ratio than the one created by Y. So it's all relative to what angle you're talking about. We give it the name argument because that's the angle that all this is referenced from. Comprende?
Yes.
Bueno, no bueno, sort of bueno, taco bueno. They shut down anyways in Colorado. They left town. They just need to finish putting that Dutch Brothers in the old Taco Bueno, and life will be perfect up here. Yep. Natasha, I talked to the guy who owns the Dutch Brothers because basically, like half our school works there.
Yeah.
I offered him a very substantial amount of money to invest to buy that, and he said he's not ready to go on the north side of town yet. And I was like, somebody's gonna make money. It might as well you.
Yeah.
What's that?
A lot of money.
I told him that. In fact, one day, okay, you probably saw on like Instagram Night Now, your parents are going nuts. There's this teacher that made this chart of like they didn't do anything all class except record the number of like snaps and Instagrams and Facebook messages and text messages the kids got during class.
Oh.
And it was like 42,000 that these kids got in a day, and they were seventh graders. Yeah, so this teacher had 42, her students got 42,000 alerts on their phone in one school day. And, parents are now sharing the pudding out of this because they want to fix it, but they don't want to tell their own kid to put away their phone. Okay, fine. One day I just took a tally of how many kids in my classes, and I have about 12% of the school, just the kids in my classes that had Dutch with them that day, and then extrapolated that to the whole school, and then multiplied by 5, because most of the mean price of something at Dutch was 5. Yeah, times just 180 school days a year. Yeah, and that's a Dutch that's at least 15 minutes away from your house if you live up here. If there was a Dutch 5 minutes from your house, would you go there more often or less often? Yeah, like I live by Haley Neener. If you know Haley Neener, she gets Dutch almost every day. If there was a Dutch 5 minutes from our house, you'd probably get it 5 times a day. Somebody's going to make a lot of money. I don't know why this guy doesn't realize it. I told him basically half our customers are from this side of town anyways. They're just driving to you right now. But what do I know? Yep. What's that?
With what?
Okay, real quick. How many of you would go to Dutch over any other coffee shop? How many of you would go to any other coffee shop over Dutch? 16 to 1. Oh, Caleb, are you up?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
I don't know. I've never actually been.
Okay, 16 to 1 to one person that's never been to Dutch. Have you been to Dutch? What do you like better than Dutch?
Coffee and tea zone.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coffee and tea zone's pretty good too.
Coffee and tea zone's good.
It is pretty good. All right, let's continue on. There's a second ratio called cosine. It's equal to the ratio of the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse. It's equal to the ratio of the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse. And there's one more called tangent. The tangent is equal to the opposite side length over the adjacent side length. 3 ratios. Y is your argument. That's going to be some angle measure, like 62, 49, 17. What we learned in that investigation, bless you. We learned in that investigation is that there exists a constant ratio based on just how big that angle is. It doesn't matter how big the triangle it is, it just matters the angle that makes the side lengths. All right, stop and check out. Questions from you all. Questions from you all. See a couple people copying. I'll pause for just a sec. Yes, sir. COS, cosine. Oh, yeah, I forgot to write it. Sorry. Gooch. This is the abbreviation for cosine. This is the abbreviation for tangent. All right, ready to do one? No? Well, let's do one together. Let's do one together. Example number 1. Let's give you a triangle right here. Let's call this one 31. Let's call this one 9er. Let's call this one 38. And let's get angle A, B, C. A, B, C. Sarah, pick angle B or angle C. Which one do you want to do? B. All right. Let's find the sine of angle B. Let's find the cosine of angle B. find the tangent of angle B. But let's pick on a victim here. Mr. Gooch. Sine is defined as the ratio of what two side lengths? Right. What is the length of the opposite side to angle B, our argument? 31. What is the length of our hypotenuse? Right. So that ratio is equal to 31 over 38. Boom. All right, cosine of angle B. Let's pick on another victim. Riley, what is the length of the, cosine is defined as the adjacent over the hypotenuse. What is the side that's adjacent to angle B? 9 divided by our hypotenuse, which is 30. Didn't hear you. 30 what? 38. Bingo. Thought I heard a 31, but it was instantly corrected. Right, last one. Tangent. Tangent is the ratio of the side opposite to the side adjacent. What is the length of the side opposite to angle B? Lauren, what is the length of the side opposite of angle B? Bingo. What is the side adjacent to angle B? There's our ratios. Do any of those simplify, by the way? No, they don't. Could we convert them to decimals? We could, but then they're not exact anymore. Right. The fraction's exact. Fraction's exact. Stop and check up. Questions from you all. We did interviews. I missed last Monday for this class because we were doing job interviews. Or no, last Tuesday because we were doing job interviews. We interview a lot of middle school math teachers that want to be high school teachers. This is the activity that they have to teach. Actually, that flashlight thing, I'd like to just show you that visual. I actually got that from the interview. I thought that was really cool. That one of the teachers showed. Most of them instantly converted it to decimals. One of the questions that we asked them is, does that change the sign that's between the tangent and the answer? And they're like, no. And then that's like, no, that's not correct. The fraction's exact. The decimal approximates it. The fraction's exact. The decimal approximates it. Trent.
Did you interview Mr. Fanthorpe?
No. Why? Does he want to come to the high school?
Yeah. he was-
No. Actually, you want to know who we hired? Mrs. Mays.
Really?
Yeah, she's going to teach at the high school next year. What? Why are you crying? I've never had a student ever be like, I don't like Mrs. Mays. Like she's more liked than the Easter Bunny.
Oh my God. Why did Mr. Sisman not want to be in the high school? I love Mr. Sisman.
I don't know. Because he's what? Oh, what? Whoa. Okay. He's got a lot of energy. A lot of energy. I think he drinks like a dozen Red Bulls. Malik, brother, you're not in prison. You just go. Yep. Freaking July 3rd. By the way, just so you guys know, I'm going to Maui on May 30th, regardless of if we still have school or not.
Yeah.
Wait,
Me
our
too.
last day of school is July 30th?
No, I was just being sarcastic.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently, we're supposed to get another, my wife said we're supposed to get another snow bomb next week, too. So if you're going to get out of town quick. Don't wait around until Tuesday. Logan. Oh, no. As we're talking, here's what I want you to find. Now, you do it for angle C. What is the sine of angle C? What is the cosine of angle C? What is the tangent of angle C? Yep. So now, just a different point of view. So now, are the opposite and adjacent going to be the same? No, it's all relative to the argument, what angle we're looking at. It's all relative to the argument. Oh. right. Sign of angle C. Let's pick out some victims here. Who look excited? No, let's call it some. Who's excited to look smart on the internet? The Iranians are watching people. Caleb, yes. That's exactly what I was looking for. Caleb, what's the sign of angle C? You should have already done this. You should be looking at your own sheet. Mama T, just letting you know, this is what I was talking about right here. What's that? Why are you looking at Lauren?
9/38.
9/38, right, because that is the side opposite over the hypotenuse, 9/38. Somebody else, like, I don't know, Caleb, what's cosine of C? Look at that. He took it for you, 31.
Oh, that one.
No, that's totally fine. I said, Caleb, you took advantage of ambiguity. Next one, Logan, what's the tangent of angle C? Okay, now notice real quick, does there also seem to be a pattern here? Yeah, Trig's got tons of patterns. Trig's got tons of patterns. All right, I'm going to have you do one on your own. Example 2. Take a look at this triangle here. Okay, let's go for J, K, L. Let's go for 3, 4, 5. Here's what I'd like you to find. The sine, cosine, tangent of angle both J and L. Find all 6 of those. The sine, the cosine of tangent for both angle J and angle L. Angle J and angle L. Juniper, good job writing it on the backboard, girl. I need about a minute to finish something. Baby shark.
No.
For those of you that were watching the CC Western Michigan games this weekend, they played that basically at every break. You cannot get that song out of your head.
You know if Notre Dame or Minnesota?
Notre Dame.
Yes.
Notre Dame faces Penn State in the Big Ten championship on Saturday. Who's your favorite hockey team?
Wisconsin.
They're done.
Yeah.
See, Miami fired Blassie. He's been there for 20 years.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Like,
Miami hockey didn't exist before he was there.
is North Dakota still going?
They lost to DU last weekend. They're 18 pairwise. They won't get a bid, which breaks the NCHC and the NCAA's heart because one of the regionals is in Fargo this year. Yeah, that's a loss of about $1 million for the NCHC when North Dakota is not in the Frozen Face-Off. Yeah. Yep. That is a 5 here. It's a J there. Good question. That would be a good threat to my classes. If they aren't good, I'll just play Baby Shark. Yeah, I love that idea. I love that idea.
Last spot.
Oh, no.
Hold on a second. Oh, thank you. No, you obviously don't have little kids in your house. You haven't heard this song?
I heard it.
Okay. This is like the intro to it. Like, this is the whole thing. Exactly. That's what I say at my house all the time. Where is that coming from? The freaking neighbors. On my flight home, where did we fly to? Where did we fly to recently? What's that? Oh yeah, we got back from Chicago. The kid sitting next. I was like, I didn't fly with my family. I was like, who's playing Baby Shark? Yeah, the kid sitting next to me on the plane played Baby Shark the entire time while people are getting off the plane. And you know that's the most annoying time ever because the plane's there, you're at the gate, you're still waiting for all the people in front of you to get off. Yeah, that kid's lucky they live.
I hate
Yeah.
like
Coach Mitchell just doesn't realize how much he needs to appreciate that song yet. Did you circle what was wrong on the entire test, Riley? Did you do the entire test? And you just counted the ones wrong that were multiple choice? Beautiful. Thank you. Hashtag overachieving. All right. I need somebody to come up and write the answers up here. Somebody come up and write the answers up here. Logan, you've already answered some today. Somebody else. Somebody else looks smart. Somebody else looks smart. What, Caleb? Come on down, brother.
he was saying so did
Oh, yeah. Somebody else. Somebody else. Somebody else. Oh, it's the day before break. All right. Tell me what. Somebody give me an answer. Somebody give me an answer. Logan, give me an answer. Nope. Sine of J, yes, is equal to what? You sure about that? Opposite. What's opposite? Not 4, bud. 3. Right. 3 over 5. Somebody else. What's the cosine of J? 4 over 5. Good. Somebody else. What's the tangent of J? 3 over 4. All right. Let's go to L. What is the sine of L? Okay. Doug, question. You got to write that L there? Yeah. You have to say what angle you're talking about. Otherwise, like opposite adjacent mean nothing if you don't tell us the argument. Have to have an argument. Okay. Cosine of L is equal to what? 3/5. And the tangent of L is equal to what? 4 over 3. Let's look. 4 over 3. It's the opposite over the adjacent. Yeah, 4 over 3. Anybody get all 6 right on their own? Yay! Let's give you your practice when you're done. You are done for break. Don't forget, you've got some online assignments. I know I basically missed the June. Grab the handies out. And then I'll help you with your problem.
Oh.
Good problems. This is it. The answers are on the back. Actually, let me have Caleb pass it out. That boy needs it. Get some energy out. As you're doing that, I will play for you. Get Triggy with it. No.
What? Why?
Really?
Why?
We need class. You're disappointed?
I'm actually kind of excited. Oh.
All we do is have investigation.
We
Do it as my class
seriously
today.
don't have
Oh,
thunderclap
that's
today?
yes.
Yes.
Here's 5 retributed. Here's 5 outbid.
I love This
This will just help you remember this forever.
She don't like me?
Jenkins, who doesn't like you? You're perfect in class. You're an angel.
Yeah, I know. But Miss Garles didn't like everything.
Morning, guys. I am so excited.
Oh.
We are finally going to start our unit on trigonometry this morning.
Woo! Yeah!